AITAH for ignoring my daughter for almost 6 months after she sided with my ex-husband when he cheated? Part 2: How they always fought, about how she wasn't as understanding and loving as me, about how he missed my cuddles and playing video games with me. Of course I just ignored him. After that day, he started staying at our house. He tried to sleep in our room the first night, but I stood up and slept in the living room. After that he started sleeping in the guest room. That day too, I remember my daughter telling me, as she sat with me on the living, "Aren't you glad, Mom, Dad is back? We're gonna be a family again." I would have laughed at her face if I wasn't busy treating her like air. After that day, they started doing everything to make it up for me. My ex even started bringing me home flowers every day. They gave me gifts, cooked and cleaned for me, and all the while, I just kept ignoring them, not uttering a single word. 3 days ago was the first day my daughter confronted me. Which is probably because it was her 17th birthday. I used to make homemade cakes for her and decorate the house depending on what her current interest is. That day she was crying in the kitchen, and I just ignored her and walked past her to get coffee. She started talking to me, asking me why I couldn't forgive them. She told me I was being cruel, that they already did everything they could. She cried and cried, telling me all the stuffs we used to do on her birthday, about how happy we were, about how she wants to go back to that. That day I looked at her for the first time in 6 months and I felt nothing. I wasn't moved or anything by her tears. I didn't feel anger or hurt. I didn't feel sorry for what I did. After we stared at each other for a while, I just went back to my room without talking to her. That day was also the day my parents came and talked to me. They're trying to get me to forgive my ex and daughter. They never asked me before to forgive them. They said the same things my daughter said, that I was being cruel.